Let's welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Saturday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to our friends over in the US. And of course, we're heading to New York in particular. And of course, been with the Columbia women's basketball team. And of course, what a fantastic run they had, not just this season, but also in the postseason, which concluded last weekend. Of course, they went all the way through to the WNIT championship game. Unfortunately, fell short to Kansas. And of course, we've got two very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks both for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Happy to be here.
No worries. Well, I'll get both of you to introduce yourselves and obviously tell us a bit about the amazing run.
Yeah, so I'm Kitty. I'm from Sydney and I'm a point guard on Columbia. And
I'm Paige. I'm a junior. I'm from Pennsylvania.
yeah, and this season was awesome. I mean, yeah, we had a really good run and we ended up playing basketball from like August till April, which was crazy. But yeah, we were definitely really proud of our efforts this year, but definitely motivated for next year as well, to come back and get Ivy League champs outright, not co. But
yeah, I mean, I think it was a good run. We were able to really just make a name for Columbia women's basketball and show the type of program that we can be. And like we said, we have much more coming next year. So
was there any point in the season that you felt we actually could do this?
You mean like to become champions of the Ivy League?
Yeah, and like could do something really special during the postseason. Was there a particular game throughout the season?
Not really, to be honest. I think it was honestly during like the preseason when we hadn't even started playing yet. Like, I think you could tell how special our team was and the bonds that we had with each other. We do this thing called the program, which is like where this guy from like an ex-military man, they like train us and put us through these like hardships all together. And I think even from that point of the season, we could tell that we had something special and that the way that we cared about each other off the court as well was really going to take us somewhere. So yeah, it was really exciting just from the beginning.
yeah, it was more so like a mindset we had. I don't think there was a specific moment. It was just like we had specific goals coming into the season. And it wasn't like, oh, we can do this. It's like, we're going to do this. It was just kind of like what we knew all along.
The as you mentioned, Kitty, a moment ago, that you were the co-Ivy League champions.
Yeah.
So how strange was it to be co-Ivy League champions?
I mean, so we obviously beat Princeton in our first game against them, and then the next day we lost against Penn, which shouldn't have happened, but we just did not have a good game that game at all. And that kind of put us in a bad spot because that didn't give us any leeway for the rest of the season. So we definitely did that to ourselves, but I mean it felt great either way. Like, we were still Ivy League champions. Obviously we would have preferred to be outright, but when we were celebrating and had our celebrations at home, it didn't feel like it was anyone else's. So yeah.
No, as a team, you got your revenge on Harvard after they beat you in the Ivy League championship tournament. How good was it to beat them in the WNIT where it actually counts? Instead of after that they beat you in the conference tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that matchup coming from like the beginning of the WNIT. Like, we saw that we could verse them potentially. And so we definitely had our eyes set on that one. Yeah, because obviously it did really hurt when we lost to them in the semis. And we never should have. Like, yeah, we were 3-1 to them this year. We versed them 4 times. It's crazy, but yeah, it definitely felt really good to get that one in the WNIT and show them that we are actually the better team. Just had an off game again in the semis, but yeah.
Well, I think we talked about, I know I said this, and I think some people agreed, like, playing that game was like the most fun I had playing all season. Like, we had the whole crowd behind us and went up on this huge run in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like, that was just such an awesome environment to do it at home in front of this community we built up to like love basketball. So it was just a really fun one, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Was that motivation after obviously, they stunned you in the semis?
Yeah, I think it was definitely. I mean, it definitely hurt when we did lose that one. So I think we all definitely had more motivation for that one. But at the end of the day, we treat most games the same way. So it definitely was a little bit of extra motivation, but went in like any other game as well.
The Bowling Green game, you had to travel, and obviously you beat them in the semi-finals of the WNIT. How cool was that game? And especially then, obviously knowing that you had to play the Jayhawks in the tournament final.
I mean, that the atmosphere at Bowling Green was insane. It was a sold out gym, so I think there was over 4,000 people, was it?
Yeah, and it was such
Yeah.
a small gym, and so everyone was just right on top of you. It was
Yeah.
the same thing as like playing in like a packed stadium.
Yeah, and like they were trying to like heckle us the whole game. The whole student section had like posters saying like this isn't a library because we're an Ivy League school, and like they were trying to get in our heads the whole game. But they actually, after the game, a lot of the fans were super nice and like were chatting with us, and so it was really cool to see like how competitive they were. But then after the game, they were really good sports, and everyone just wanted to chat. So it was great.
And the whole stadium was wearing these bright orange like Beat Columbia shirts. And after the game, we were actually getting them from fans, so we all had those.
Yeah, so good.
I'm glad you mentioned about that one because I did see that.
Yeah.
So do you still have them?
Yeah, we have them. I think.
Yeah, someone had
Yeah.
it on last night.
Yeah, we've been wearing them around campus because they're kind of like, I don't know.
It's if you know the story behind it, it's funny. But if you
Yeah.
don't, it's kind of like, what is that?
Yeah.
Go from a small gym in Bowling Green, you head to
Mhm.
Kansas to play the Jayhawks in the tournament final, and
Yeah.
obviously they've got a biggest stadium in Bowling Green. How good was that, and especially the atmosphere of being in the WNIT championship game?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Like I always believed that we could get to the championship game, but I think it like hit me during like while we were there that like this is the championship game. Like this is awesome. And there was 11,700 people there. So it was something I'd never experienced before. Like I've never played like in front of over I think like 5,000 people before that game. So that was a really cool experience for all of us. And yeah, like we also had a lot of Columbia fans there that came out and traveled toward to Kansas. So that was really cool for us as well to have like fans there, even though we're literally in the middle of the country away from New York. So it was really cool to see like the family of Columbia there.
Now, surely the Jayhawks fans did do the same thing like the Bowling Green fans did today, and have their Beat
Yeah.
Columbia shirt on.
No.
They didn't have Beat Columbia shirts, but they were definitely saying some things. Like
Yeah.
they did a few chants like saying that we were Harvard rejects, and
Everyone just likes to like take
Yeah.
stabs at like the whole Ivy League
yeah.
component, like thinking we're just nerds all the time, which we're just not.
Yeah.
That's their favorite way to try and get in our heads.
Mhm.
You mentioned that you had Columbia fans there at Kansas.
Mhm.
I guess how important was it, especially having so much support from New York?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Like we always talk about Columbia women's basketball being a family, and I think that really showed how close we are. Like there's just alums that don't have direct connections to any of the team, but they still come. They make their way with their families. My coach from Australia was there. It's just so cool to see how far and wide like basketball can like take people and also like bring people closer together. I think it's just like a reflection of Columbia as a program.
Yeah, it's just so cool to know that like we've built something that so many other people want to be a part of, and just something we talk about all the time. Like we've just the buzz around campus, and like we'll just walk around and people we don't even know will come up to us and be like, great game, like stuff like that. So it's just so cool how the whole community's rallied behind us, and I mean we definitely couldn't do it without all their support.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one player I want to have a chat to both of you about in your team that had an amazing year. She had all the honors. I think she took every single honor possible in your conference is Abby. Tell us a bit about her and how cool was it to play alongside her?
I mean, playing with Abby is truly a gift. She is the best, like the hardest worker I've ever played with. Her shot is incredible, but it doesn't come, just by luck. She gets in the gym all the time. She's always pushing everyone at training. She has such high standards for herself and for us. And I think, you know, like we're not surprised by any of the things she gets, because every day she shows us that she's the best shooter we've ever played with. And like, I think this year as well, she's worked on the other parts of her games that have made her so much more dynamic as a player. So yeah, I'm really proud of her growth this year, but also like, yeah, I mean, that none of that comes as a surprise to us, because she puts in so much work every single day.
Yeah, I mean, she's always the first one in the gym. She's always getting extra shots, extra work. And I mean, like Kitty said, I'm so proud of her growth. And I mean, there's so much more to come from her. Like, she's going to be so much better next year. And she's just so fun to play with, because she holds everybody else to such a high standard, and she's such a great teammate, always pushing everyone. But then she's like the first one to be there if you need some encouragement, if you need anything else off the court. So, I mean, she's one of the best teammates you could ever ask for.
Let's talk a bit about both your basketball journeys. Now, I know I've already asked a couple of these questions to Kitty already last time I had her on the show, but I'm going to ask it again, which is, what does the sport of basketball mean to both of you, especially being there at Columbia?
I mean, for us, basketball is basically our life. I mean, since I think it would be like 9 years old, I've like, basketball's just been like the thing that I know and the thing that I love. And all of my best friends through basketball, Paige, for example, like she's like my soulmate, but I met her through basketball. And like, it's just, I think everything good that I like love in my life is because of basketball. Like, the reason I'm in the States right now is basketball. Like, yeah, I can't thank like the sport of basketball enough for everything it's given to me. So yeah, I mean, I'm just super grateful for it.
Yeah, I mean, just to echo that, everything I've done my whole life has either somehow involved basketball, been for basketball. I mean, I've been playing since first grade, and it's just taken me so many cool places. Like, I wouldn't be at Columbia if it wasn't for basketball, if it wasn't for Coach G believing in me. And it's just brought me so many special people in my life, so many great friends and relationships that I just never would have had. And just, I don't know, it's just a second family to me. And I mean, I don't know what I would do without it. Like, even these 2 weeks, like we have time off from basketball. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's just like kind of weird. Like,
Yeah,
we're
just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
With yourself. Yeah.
I have to ask you, Paige, how did you get involved in basketball, and why did you choose it? Considering I've already asked this question to Kitty last time I had her on the show.
I don't know. I mean, I think just growing up, like, I had an older brother who played basketball, and like my parents had always played sports growing up. My dad was a huge basketball fan, so like he obviously got me involved in like the rec leagues growing up. And I was always a soccer and basketball player. And then in middle school, I just I just like basketball more. Like, I can't really say what. I just kind of fell in love with the sport. And I was always just good at it. So I chose basketball, and from middle school, we just decided to pursue basketball, and then finally got to the point where I was like, I think I want to play in college. Like, I think this is something I want to keep pursuing. So it just like always, it was never like a hard decision. It always just felt right. It was what I love to do. It's what I love to spend my time on. So, and it's just taking me here.
I know you're also from Malvern, PA, in Pennsylvania. Why did you choose Columbia?
For me, like, the thing about Columbia was like every time I talked to the coaches, every time I talked to the players, like I felt that family atmosphere. And a lot of coaches are like, oh, like our school's a family, and like, which, yeah, like I know a lot of schools are, but like I really felt it and I really saw it here. And I believed in Coach G's vision, and she was like, I'm going to make Columbia a championship program. And there was something really special about helping build a championship program, as opposed to like walking into a school that had a history of winning championships. I just wanted to help create the future of somewhere else. And like I said, I just fell in love with the vision Coach G had for this program and all the people she had on board. And it was something I really wanted to be a part of. And I mean, school in New York, like, it doesn't get much better than that. So.
Now, you mentioned about your coach, Coach Griffith. For both of you, what have both of you learned from her?
I think the biggest thing that's a really hard question because she literally teaches us so much every single day. I think the biggest thing for me is like, just like the amount of like effort and like work ethic that she like puts into everything. Like, she's so detail orientated, and she always says the devil is in the details. And I think that's just like really hit me hard. Like, doing the little things every day and like paying attention to the little things of whether it's your shot or like your defense, those little things really add up. And I think she like doesn't let the little things slide. Like if you do like stuff something up slightly, then she's always going to pick up on it, and she's always going to make sure that you're holding your teammates accountable to those things, because they do add up. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned from her, like how important all the details are to those big successes. Like it doesn't just get built in a day, like it's every single day, it's a grind. And I really respect her for that.
Yeah, I mean, when I first came here and like started my college career, I was like, I didn't know basketball could be broken down into like this many like little things. And I think that's what separates us from other programs, is like how much pride we take in the little things, and just the way the coaches push us every day. Like they push us so hard, but they love us even harder. And that's one of my favorite things about playing here, is just the way Coach G showed us, like we said, just like the attention to like the little details and stuff like that, and then just the love we receive from her on and off the court. It just makes it all worth it.
Following the same line of questioning, what have both of you learnt from each other on and off the court?
From each other?
Oh God.
Okay. I think me and Paige, like our friendship, we balance each other out very well. So like I'm much more like chaotic, like do things in the moment, like I'm not as organized. And I think like Paige kind of like teaches me like just like to compartmentalize things better, and like be like have reminders, and like she's just a lot more organized than me. And I think like that kind of like presence has just like made me be able to also like work on those skills for myself. That makes sense.
Yeah, but then like on the other side of that, like I'm someone who I overthink everything. Like I plan every little detail, and Kitty's like, you just have to relax. Like, why are you stressing about this? So like that's like a breath of fresh air that I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'm overthinking this. Like just relax, like, you know. So I think we definitely balance each other out and like bring out the best in each other in that way.
And I think another important part of our like relationship is that we'll have fun, but we also aren't like scared to like tell each other like how it is. And like on the basketball court, like Paige is the first person I would like critique, and like I'd happily like hold her accountable. And like I don't think many friendships can like stay as strong but also be so hard on each other, which is really cool.
Yeah, like off the court we're like always laughing, having fun, so easygoing, but then on the court like we're very serious, like critiquing each other, calling each other up, stuff like that. Yelled at me in the Kansas game. Just stuff like that we need, but it's like it's awesome because we know that it's all coming from a place of love. So I think it only makes us better as players.
Kitty, I need to ask you this then. Have you convinced Paige to play at Manly Moringa?
Actually, yeah, my coach was here doing some recruiting the other day. A lot of my yeah, Tim was in here doing some recruiting at Kansas after the game. A lot of my teammates are like super keen on coming to Australia after their 5th years, and I'm sure Paige too, but
So keen on it.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see. She's not sure whether she's gonna use her 5th year yet, but still got some time here, and then I'm sure she'll be coming, but she's definitely coming for a trip. So hopefully she'll fall in love with it, and then
no, the real problem's getting you to stay in New York.
Yeah, she's trying to make me stay in New York, but we all know Australia's better. So
So hey, wait a minute. So Kitty, what? So I'm assuming you're staying in Colombia for your full year, last couple of years. I'm assuming you're not moving anywhere else, are you?
No. I'll be at Columbia till I get a degree.
Okay. Okay. I just want to clarify that.
I meant after college.
Yeah, no, she means after college.
Oh, okay. No worries. No, Kitty, I know that you also have a sister that plays at Manly, which I actually got to see her on the weekend, last weekend. Have you convinced her to play college?
Yeah, she's committed to Columbia. She's coming next year.
Oh, okay. So
so we'll be playing together next year.
So what does that mean to you to have your sister come across?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I mean, just to have that like one other person from my family, I think it's just gonna make it so much easier being so far away from home. And like me and Fliss are so close, so I just can't wait to like have her like back in my life like properly. I mean, obviously we stay in touch, and we talk, but it's just gonna be so good to be able to experience such a like cool thing together. Like who wouldn't want to go to an Ivy League college with their sister? Like that's so awesome, and I can't wait for her to be a part of the basketball here, and I think she's really gonna thrive. So I'm really excited.
Finish on a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates there at Columbia.
God.
Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the court this season, and what was it?
I mean, I think it's always gonna be Paige, but do you reckon it was the one where you batted
The
out of
Delaware
bounds?
moment.
This was like, I mean, okay, well, there was this one time in the Delaware game, and and the ball was like clearly out of bounds by the other team. Like we were all just like watching it go out of bounds because like the other team hit it out, so it's gonna be our ball. And for some reason, Paige like chased the ball down, and like
I didn't even
and
chase it. I was just standing there.
anyway, and she like you would think that she like tried to like save it and like keep it in, then it'd be like okay, like she tried to save it, but she literally just like batted it out of bounds. We were like, what? Why did you do that? Like, and then she was like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. Like, it wasn't even like she thought that it came off our team. Like, she just did it and didn't even think about it.
I just turned right to the coaches and I was like, I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes, but we have quite a few moments like that.
No, not really.
Yeah, we do. We're shooting off.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was the one I was going to ask about. I didn't see that one against Delaware.
No
So
way.
I'm glad you mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Great.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, and internet TikTok/Be Real?
I mean, Perry and Susie are always on TikTok. They're always making
Yeah, I would
TikToks.
say
But Nick's are
Jada's
really
a good
funny.
too, though.
Jada.
honestly, we have a lot of TikToks.
Yeah, we have a couple. I mean, a lot of like Jada and Susie are always doing like dances. Nick and Abby just do like funny stuff.
Yeah.
Those are just very entertaining.
Yeah, it's probably it, right?
Yeah, we're not really.
Best singer? God, that's a hard one because
No one's
we're not very good.
Um,
Who sings like the most?
Who's like us, but
Yeah,
everyone yells at
honestly, like
us.
we probably us. I'm gonna say us.
Yeah,
we're the best
us.
singers.
Probably you. I'm not a good singer.
Well, we're the most passionate singers.
Yeah.
Well,
and what was the last
what was
question?
the other
Oh,
question?
comedian.
Comedian.
Hardy's really funny.
Hardy, who was one of our seniors, she's just like she just has such a like witty, like quick sense of humor. I think Jada also is just like she's just such a like interesting person. Like she just does things that like no one else would do, and they're just so funny.
I mean, Carly just says the most random like little chirps just like from the back, and it's just so funny. We're like, what?
Carly's really funny as well. She's very eccentric.
So
I love
3 comedians are leaving us.
Yeah, they're all seniors, but I mean everyone else, like we have a lot of funny people. We have a great time.
Abby's so weird that it's funny.
Abby's like one of the weirdest humans you've ever met.
So do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
Well, we have quite a few actually.
Yeah.
We always have to put glitter in our hair. We always have to
like in our braids we'll put some glitter in.
Yeah. We have to do the cha-cha slide before home games. What else? And then we have like a set playlist that we play at away games
that
for
ends
just
in the
us two.
cha-cha slide.
Yeah. What else do we do?
The glitter. I don't know. That's kind of it. And there's like little things. There's like little things we do, but those are like our big.
Yeah.
Our big things. We have like a handshake we'll do before the game.
Oh yeah, we have a handshake. I have a handshake with a few people. But yeah.
Followed up from one of those answers, which was, so what's the cha-cha slide?
It's like it's by DJ Casper or something. I don't know. It's like a song, and it's like there's like a whole like dance to it kind of,
and there's like instructions. They like
what do. It's kind of like the Macarena, but like a different like version, I guess. Like a different dance kind of.
Yeah. So everyone's like getting ready for their game, doing their own thing, and we're like dancing around, stomping, jumping in the locker room, clapping our hands. People just kind of let us be at this point.
Kitty, I'm going to ask the next 2 questions to you, which is, so how's the Aussie accent going around your teammates?
Well, they all like try to. They always say like, "Oh no," and like like little things like that. But I think I'm also losing my accent low key, which is kind of sad. But as soon as I come back to Australia, I'm sure it'll come back. But everyone who sees like all of my Australian friends who see any videos of me are always like, "Oh my God, you sound so American!" Like, and it's so sad because I really don't want to sound American. No offense, but yeah. But
No,
they,
but when you came back last summer, you definitely had it much stronger. Like
Yeah.
after the summer, you picked it back
I
up.
think I just like mimic the people around me sometimes. Like I like kind of like pick up on things. So yeah. But also like Paige has a whole dictionary of Australian words that I use sometimes so that she like knows what I'm saying. Like the word keen, like they don't know what that means. But like she has that in her dictionary.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, Paige, how many Australian words have you picked up from Kitty?
Quite a few. I mean,
Like 20, 30.
yeah. Like, what do I say? I don't know. Or even like the other
Lots.
day I said H and I was like, oh my God.
I don't
Like,
think everyone in Australia
oh,
says
I just think it's just you. Okay.
That's just a me thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of
We pick up on each other's lingo a lot. So like I don't know,
let me look at my dictionary.
yeah, she's got like 30 words maybe in her dictionary.
See.
So
Oh, I reckon.
yeah, like no one
it's
says
not
reckon
showing
here. She says you say that sometimes.
Yeah, I don't like say much of this, but oh, like trackies,
Yeah,
jumper. I'll
trackies.
start talking stuff like that. Yeah. I feel like there's a word I've been saying a lot that you would say. I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I think we've definitely picked up some of each other's tendencies.
Kitty, back to you on this next one. I think you almost answered it anyway. Have you convinced any of your teammates to come down to Australia either to play or for a holiday down to Sydney?
Yeah, they're all definitely coming at some point. I mean, especially the seniors are all trying to get there as soon as possible. Because obviously there's free accommodation at my house there. So definitely they'll all be coming at some point and some hopefully to play. Especially at my club back in Australia mainly. But yeah, they'll definitely all be coming at some point. And like Paige and Nick
I'll be there.
are planning on coming next summer.
I was gonna come this summer, but
yeah, but it was too rushed.
yeah,
so.
too rushed.
Yeah, but definitely everyone will make an appearance at least once for sure.
To the down under.
Here's with this last one. It's a two-part question. First one is, what would be your advice to people that should get involved in basketball? And secondly, describe the whole season as many words as you like.
Advice first.
Yeah, advice first.
Okay, well, I would just say like I said before, I mean, basketball has given me everything, like from friends to opportunities, to good times, bad times, all of the above. But I mean, it's just you don't like the experiences you get from basketball are just so like rewarding, and I think putting your time into something every day and like working towards a shared goal with your teammates is it's just something that you don't understand how much you enjoy it until you actually do it. And I think I would just tell everyone to definitely try it out, and if it's not for you, that's fine, but I mean it's hard not to fall in love with it. So
I mean, I would say like there's definitely going to be good days and bad days, but like don't let the bad days deter you. I mean, I think if anything, they only make the good days so much sweeter and make everything else like so much more rewarding. So just fall in love with the process and the people you're with, because I mean, eventually it's going to end. I mean, I have one more year left at Columbia, which is really tough to say, but I think you just have to fall in love with the process, fall in love with every day, because so many good things will come out of it.
yeah.
Describe the season.
Ooh, I would say
Crazy.
yeah, it was like a roller coaster.
It really
honestly.
was a roller coaster.
Honestly, I would say that because like it felt super long. Like it did go for a long time because we were playing until April, which not a lot of teams can say. Only 4 teams can actually say that. Oh, for women's, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we had so many ups and downs, and we kind of just like rode the ups and downs. And like Paige said, like while the downs sucked, like you have to have them for the good days to be good. So yeah, that's probably all I'd say.
Yeah, a grind.
We grind, yeah, for sure.
Really grinded.
Yeah, but the good times were so worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
when we're in the locker room squirting water at each other and after big wins and comebacks and celebrating our teammates who have had huge games. Like Paige had 24 points in 12 minutes in one of the games. Like it was just awesome because our team, like anyone could step up any given day, and I think we just enjoyed each other's company the whole season. So yep.
Thank you so much for joining us. It was an amazing ride to watch your team in action from afar. 28-6, the team finished this year overall. 12-2 in the conference. Amazing effort, and especially again all the way to the WNIT championship game against Kansas. And should be very proud of your achievements. I'm sure that's motivation for next year to hopefully go all the way and win it all, and hopefully get to the NCAA championship, which you should have got there anyway. But that's another story. But well done, congratulations, and can't wait to hopefully come over there myself next season to hopefully watch your team in action in person. And best of luck and enjoy the summer break that you have coming up, and congratulations from all of us down here in Australia.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us, Will.
Thank you.
No worries. And that's Kitty and Paige there, joins from the Columbia women's basketball team. Of course, their next season will be starting in October. But of course, as they mentioned, they normally start their preseason training much earlier than that. There's more on the Smash Sport show right after this. Don't go away here on the Easter Saturday edition.